this game. Unless they give him the Necro, and Ember will be the last one for Alliance. But now Alliance, they do their rotation. S4 leaves the mid lane, and they're coming down the bottom. The Sentry Ward's down right now for YapzOr, so we saw EGM coming in, but Era has to go through the tree line. AdmiralBulldog comes in close, there's your first heal, and YapzOr, he can tether and as well as get the first heal, thanks to 6 charges and as well as a bottle, but because he came in so close, it allowed AdmiralBulldog to get the extra damage. But it's just a little bit too far away, so it wasn't there for the entangle, and AdmiralBulldog initiates syndereN. Not enough mana for a shallow grave, but AdmiralBulldog, not enough life to survive. He'll actually have to use the Bloodstone charges, kill himself. So Suicide gets to go on cooldown. The Blink Crush from Loda, it's a little bit off as KheZu was able to time walk himself out of here. He doesn't have Chronosphere available and locked inside the Storm. He's got to head to the east outside the Storm. This heal, syndereN still doesn't have enough for that shallow grave. Well, that's been told to the rest of his team, but in comes Loda again. Akke with that side puts down syndereN, another Shadow Wave. He'll dodge the Timber Chain, but can he dodge S4? syndereN will finally go down the track at the last moment, but an entangle on S4. He's going to lose his life, buying up his weapons before death, so trying to save as much money as possible. EGM is also slowly ticking down the radius, but he gets rid of Lone Druid's Bear. The resummon will now kick up, and KheZu, he's got Chronosphere available to commit. He doesn't have enough time for Era to get that ulti back off cooldown, so they just commit the Chronosphere and now kill off AdmiralBulldog. He used Suicide previously, and this time around, he's going to die the old-fashioned way. The Bear sticking with him, the Wisp Spirits, or Willy, he's still surviving. The chain up, stay on the run into the tree lines. He's actually cut through the tree line, gives himself a little bit of a path to escape. With the Savage Roar, they move up behind him, so Era will pick himself up, a double kill.
Now there's smoke, the Wisp is separated from the rest of the team.
Dazzle's going to reveal, however, syndereN's the first one. The Storm came up very, very quickly. That meant no shallow grave, but that also means now Storm is down. Era looking for a kill over on Akke. He can throw the ulti down, that will get rid of him, but they're going to rely on the Urn charges to tick out Akke instead, and they look for a bigger target with Era, and there it is. It's going to be AdmiralBulldog put into the sidelines. Era's still got more space thanks to the entangle over on Loda and the follow-up Chrono. Era's just on the edge, but he's not inside of it. Alliance still want to fight. Era doesn't have his ulti off cooldown just yet. 18 seconds. The Bears finish the job, so you bring down double melee. qojqva caught inside the Storm. So is KheZu. They have enough damage. The one-tap can't come off. The tether being used to make sure the qojqva can stay alive, but Loda going to BKB up again. This Bear just wants an entangle on Loda, and it's going to get it as well. Loda has to remain where he is. He'll crush over on the Bear, but I'm looking at Era. He's got his ulti up. That's why the Lotus Orb has to be used to protect Loda, and Alliance will retreat back out again. Bulldog back to front line. At this time, Era will go down. The Aegis the Immortal will trigger. He's all by his little lonesome. They put the Shark Room on him. He throws down the ulti, kills EGM before death. But S4 picks up a triple kill, but the damage is done. So he's ready to kill once again. Veil up at 6. And they just keep beating the racks. No way to kill the Bear, no way to have any level of damage when your Ember Spirit, who's your primary source of physical, is not even there. 30-second window is more than enough. Akke being ripped apart by KheZu. He doesn't have Chronosphere available, but he's going to stand his ground, and then she gets the bash on Loda, holding a position just long enough. And now EGM even entangled. He'll drop down. The sides is back off cooldown. Aya will relocate in. They want to end this down. It's going to be on Bulldog, combining up with the Dagon. He's down for 40 seconds. Movement from Loda, Smoke's going to break. The Bear was the first thing in. S4 triggers his double damage rune. He needs this kill on something, but the Chronosphere, cover from KheZu, catching out the two cores. They're going to lose S4. Loda straight after, and there it is. GG, well played. Escape will take game number 2 on the back of a beautiful Lone Druid push and space created by the Necro. Not to mention just all-round better play coming from Escape this game.
Might be time to ban out that Lone Druid.
Maybe. But then again, Alliance also like to grab it themselves.
Bulldog
with the animations to come. Yeah, he's in trouble. He has his boots, but YapzOr picks him up. They start with the decay, drop that life down, punch him as well. qojqva still got the laser available, and he waits for it. Alliance are being forced to fight. KheZu keeping up with the chase. Aghanim Scepter. Oh, he's got the silence. S4 won't get the stop in time. He gets bursted down. KheZu, he can't die here. They've lost the Gem of True Sight. Heroes coming over from the mid lane down to the bot. They're looking for an opening, turning waiting on the Stone Gate. EGM trapped on the side. He'll drop down the walls. YapzOr heal. It's nowhere near enough. And Bulldog also jumping down, looking for syndereN. He'll TP away successful. And this leaves Era stranded and brought down underneath the tier 2 tower. They lose Gem and they lose the fight. Does syndereN know? Does anybody know?
Night Stalker might, if it were nighttime.
But now it's daytime. There's no way he'll know.
Oh my.
And the blink. Oh, S4. He's still going to get inside the base. The damage. Oh. Wait. Really calculated? Was that actually calculated? Was that totally calculated? Oh, they go in. Loda. Stone Gaze out from Era. The Bruma split's already gone off, and that's actually what sends the Medusa up and towards the air. Now the Brewlings are free. Loda triggers his BKB. Era again. Master more trapped up. We're combining up with the shackles of EGM. The laser and the Dagon's bringing Bulldog down. He finally triggers off that BKB of his as KheZu trapped. Not again, KheZu. You only just fought it. This is why you can't have nice things. syndereN will sacrifice his life so they can have him. Goodbye, range rank. May just be one of these fights, but you just don't fight. Fortification will pop. The delays a little bit more time. As Akke very low on life. These rockets are a real pest. As Bulldog picks up qojqva. Dagon. Bulldog so low. He doesn't have his BKB. One more wave of rockets. Okay, that'll work too. Loda, well, force off up. Pushes qojqva. YapzOr again steals Mass Serpent Wards. S4 will jump, however. qojqva's down. No buyback available. Medusa, Era comes to the front line. Cleans up the creep wave. The bottom rack's already gone, but Alliance is hanging around, so they definitely want to find kills. Era trapped inside the Shroud. They'll force off him out now, thanks to YapzOr. The Stone Gate again locking in these Brewlings with the split shot. Say goodbye to the Fire Brewling. You've still got the Storm as well as the Earth one, but they're coming into these tier 4 towers. Loda picked up as he hits the ground. Suns up 3 of his teammates, but Medusa is gone, and that was enough for it. GG is a call. Alliance will bring it up to 2 games to 1 in their favor. They are 1 win away from going directly into TI, as opposed to having to do the hard road through the wild card. Both teams will still attend TI6, but who has the easier road?
Damn, that was a nice anti-tinker strat by Alliance.
So then tell us how the laning phase is going to go down, and it's going to be a Weaver.
He's sitting in Intrez right now.
YapzOr's in the neighborhood. He's got to stay out of that chrono. Wait for the torrent mark. And there it is. X marks the spot. They're going to drag Loda away from Era. Up and running. Here comes S4 on the syndereN. Shallow Grave has to use it on a self-Shallow Grave. The ulti as well from Necro. Not enough to love Akke. And with a death pulse, still not enough to live. Okay, first hit, no entangle. Throws it back. The bear can keep running after this one. There's no amplification available, but there's your entangle on EGM. And well, with the roar, okay, force back a little bit further. The bear is dropping low. syndereN already used his heal bomb. Akke letting the Lich ulti go. They have to split themselves up. The bear, okay, doesn't really bounce for that long, but S4's got more than enough damage. syndereN shallow graving qojqva, maybe a fraction of a second too early, especially when qojqva cannot complete his TP. S4 dominating harder. Loda, Bashlord kicks in, finds another one. The bear doesn't actually have the Radiance up just yet. Chronosphere is available. There, burst your Aegis Immortal. KheZu, Blink Crush, hitting Bulldog as well as Loda. But easily bailing out. There's no real amplification. Era caught inside that Chronosphere. Need to keep him alive. The Shallow Grave available from syndereN. He waited just as long as he possibly could while Bulldog time-lapsed that. All the damage was done. S4 jumps in. Era needs to drop the side. It's going to bring down S4. And Era barely surviving. He's got another Death Pulse in 1 second's time. And this is the moment for escape. They can try and turn this fight with a double crush from KheZu. They're finding Loda. He'll time-lapse off his damage here. They're still so low escape. They're trying to fight with a torrent. X marks back. Loda forced in again to fight. He's got another time block. Jumping forward. Gets the bash over on syndereN. Now he's fighting up against bears as well as the rest of escape. Unable to win, however. And KheZu, he's on the run. The Blink Crush, EGM. He's got Shadow Wave available, so a little bit of a heal. But that's going to be all. The burst heal, however, I say that's going to be all. X-Mark's time will drag him in. They'll find the kill. KheZu. He's looking at Loda. Oh, boy. Thought they hung in closer. Now the Chronosphere isolates the Slark. Cross to be stolen. KheZu, they're out of range. The ship is on its way in. Hit pretty heavily. But with the BKB from Loda, he gets the time block twice now over on syndereN. syndereN with a very premature Shallow Grave. YapzOr wanting to keep Loda out of this fight, pulling him back into the torrent with that side. Loda is now gone. Hero, well, he needs to move away from the bear and move away from any other hero that's now going to trigger off that Aegis Immortal. The X pulling again Bulldog back into the torrent. He doesn't have his time left available, but Hero can't get out of this one either. He cannot blink. He's got bugs on him. The bear is going to be lost for a second time. There's 90 seconds until there's a resummon as well.
He has BKB. I don't know if they can kill him before the BKB, but they will try.
Especially with EGM and Akke sitting right behind him. They jump. Era going for that side. Loda. Era. They bring him down.
EGM
3 seconds on the sideline. They're able to get themselves free. Off the chain frost, EGM, that tether, that Xbox spot back, doesn't do enough by KheZu. Being initiated on by S4, instant trade-off in the buyback, arriving from Loda, savage draw, the balance is able to allow Escape to get back out of this one, barely. Escape and moving over towards the mid lane, S4 probably the most exposed of them all, and probably also the most tankiest of them all. So the smoke will break. S4 wants to walk up, so they need amplification, they need the crush, they need the control, and with the sight, the damage is still not enough. S4, can they? Yep, they can. They can bring him down. Reaper Sight was stolen up by Rubik. They need to hold them out, they need to buy some space here. Both Hype as well as MKB being completed in the Chronosphere. It's over on KheZu. He's in trouble. The shallow grave will keep him alive for now. Amplification was stolen, so KheZu needs to get this bug off him, but the damage coming in from Bulldog is just so huge that they're able to find the kill. So now 60 seconds without a slaughter. The top tier 3 castle being whittled away by that damage to the Weaver. They get through it. Era still can't find a good target to throw that scythe on, because no one's dropping low. They can't do any level of damage. And ESC, what are you going to do? Wait out here forever? qojqva already has to go for the resummon on the Baron. Era gets caught out. Again, a good shallow grave arriving from syndereN. They need to get some space on this necro, but the space isn't there, and there it is. Good game, well played. Alliance will take the series 3-1 and will go directly into the main event of the International 2016. But it's still big props to Escape. They were able to get themselves all the way through, and syndereN will be attending another TI.
Yeah, still have a chance of attending the main event through the wild cards, but they have to compete against the 3 other third place winners from the other regions.